Okay, so hi guys, it's Allison Marie, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. So I've been wanting to do this video for a while, and I've been trying to get everything typed out for it. But as you can tell by the title of today's video, we are going to be doing a 19 ways the inZOI dev team could improve the K-pop career. So I want to start off and say and kind of give like a disclaimer, and that is, I understand that there are some limitations when it comes to the game. However, a bunch of these are completely plausible considering the fact that they are implemented into The Sims 4's Get Famous. However, granted that these are my ideas, that there are some that are also completely new ideas that are mine, that are not in Get Famous or in any other game. So, with the disclaimer being said, let's get right on into it. So, the number one thing is that I want the option to debut. Because why am I a K-pop trainee if I can't debut? I'm sorry, that makes no sense to me at all, like whatsoever. Like, if I'm working and training to be a K-pop trainee, as a K-pop trainee, I should have the option to debut. The second one being is that I should have an option to be in a group, because there are more, from what I've seen at least, there are more K-pop groups than there are soloists. And a lot of soloists are still in groups, like i.e. Jungkook did a solo album, Jin's done a solo album. I think literally every single member of BTS has done at least one solo album. I can't, and then Blackpink, they're doing solo stuff right now, so, you know, you should have the option to be solo or in a group. So there's that. Number 3 is there should be an option to have a record label type of a thing, similar to that of like Hybe, SM, or anything like that. I'm not talking just like the agency, like Adam Entertainment in inZOI. No. I'm talking like the whole damn thing, like you are a trainee of Hybe, for example, but your record label is like, I don't know how to explain this because they're two technically separate entities, because the K-pop agency will train you and things like that, and yes, they'll like distribute your music, but like there's no, I don't know how to explain it properly. So there, you know how there's like Republic Records in the US, okay? So there should be things like that. That's the best way I can describe it. So yeah. And then the option, there should also be an option to maybe not debut if you don't get to certain tasks. So let's just say, for instance, one of your things to debut as your next promotion is to get to level 8 dancing, okay? And if you aren't at level 8 dancing by the end of the day, the next day that you work, you will not have the option to debut, and that'll be pushed back like either the next working day or and you know, it'll just basically be pushed off until you get that, because that happens a lot. Like they train for years, and then they have like these little competitions that are like, oh, will you be able to debut? Won't you? You know, I don't know. What are your skills like? So there's that. Number 5. Have the ability to release albums and singles. I say both, because this is specifically coming from The Sims 4 Get Famous. In Get Famous, you can only release singles. Like you can like release one song called a Boundless Love. I don't know, it was the first damn thing that came out of my mind. But you can't release like an album. Like there should be like an album, be like, do I want to produce a single or do I want to produce an album? So, and then there should be like, and if you choose to do an album, then you should have to make every single song on the album, but then you should have like, oh, I want Jar of Hearts to be track 3 on the album Heartless. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing. Next one being is to have actual paparazzi, because Lord knows if you're famous or anything like that, you're dealing with the paparazzi. Do you want to? Absolutely not. But you will still have to, like, doesn't matter what, you're gonna have to deal with the paparazzi. And with that, it leads perfectly into number 7 and 8. So number 7 is I want an actual fame system, kind of similar to that of Get Famous, but I don't want it to deplete like Get Famous. So in The Sims 4 Get Famous, if you've not played The Sims 4, which I'm assuming most of you have, there are different levels of stardom. There's notable newcomer, was it rising star, B-lister, proper celebrity, and then global superstar. I think those are it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm so sorry. But those, there's 5 different levels of a celebrity, and then along with that, there's your reputation, good, bad, neutral. And then there's also like quirks and things like that, which I will get into later on. I think so. Let me read this. Oh yeah, it like there it just needs to be like more fleshed out, like someone who is a trainee, a junior trainee shouldn't, or even a senior trainee should not, like, I don't know how to explain this because I feel like I'm not explaining this properly, but I know what I mean. Like, there should definitely be distinction, and there should be like another thing above senior trainee, like, and that could be like titled active idol. And then the 8th one being is have a crazed fan system, or have fans in general. Because I'm specifically talking about how recently, like, I want things like when Jungkook got out of the military service, he had this girl waiting outside his house, his Sasang waiting outside his house, and I love that. Like, I know that's drama and I know that's weird, but like, I don't know why, but I love that in this game, because it happens in real life, and this game is supposed to be like a really realistic life sim. So I feel like, it kind of makes sense to have things like that, because not everything's perfect. Not everything's going to be the way that you want it to be, per se, So, like, there should be stalkers, there should be, like, crazed fans, paparazzi that are not doing what they should be doing and being totally invasive, and things like that. Number 9, this is the biggest thing that I'm wanting out of them updating the career and things, and that is, I don't want them to get kicked out of the career when they become an adult, because that doesn't happen in real life. Well, I'm going to use 2 separate examples. One being BTS. Obviously, they're K-pop idols, all of them. They're all over the age of 30, except for Jungkook. And I think Jin's like 32. I don't know how old Jin is off the top of my head. I genuinely don't fucking know. But I know they're all over 30 minus Jungkook. And they're all still active in their career, because that just doesn't go away when you become an adult. Like, when you become a quote-unquote proper adult, like, your job doesn't go away. And I think I looked up, like, some of the oldest, like, K-pop idols are, like, in their 50s. And then, like, if we go to, like, the American side of it, there are, like, 80-year-old musicians. Like, I think Mick Jagger's still performing. I think there's a couple of, like, the 60s and 70s rock bands that are still performing occasionally. So, yeah, the people work in their careers, especially in, like, the entertainment industry, well into, like, their 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Like, hell, Dick Van Dyke was in movies in his 90s. So, like, They shouldn't be kicked out because they hit their 30. Like, absolutely not. And another thing is, this is like not 100% related to the K-pop career, but this is just in general. Make the lifespans longer. Because I shouldn't only be a young adult for like 20 days. Or like have it be customizable. So like if someone wants to be a young adult for 20 days, let them. But if I want to be a young adult for like 90 days, let me be a young adult for 90 days. Or like have the option to pause aging. Yes, and then the number 10, make scandals possible. Again, I'm using BTS a lot in these references, but that's like one of the biggest K-pop groups that exists, so they're going to be used a lot in this. Like, there's been a couple of stupid fucking scandals recently, but one example is the scandal with Yoongi doing the drunk driving, quote-unquote drunk driving thing on a scooter. It was going like walking speed. I don't know really anything about it, but there was that, and then there was an issue with Jungkook wearing a like semi like political hat. I don't know. It was the whole thing, and like basically like do things like that, and like how they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, when you know damn well they probably did. But their label's like, oh yeah, you got to keep up with appearances, so you're gonna apologize for that, because that's normally how it goes. Like most of the time, generally speaking, not to like say anything about either Jungkook or Yoongi, but they knew what they were doing, and they worked because either they wanted to wear it, specifically in Jungkook's case, or their stylist gave it to them, but they said yes, they'd wear it. But people make a lot of big problems out of everything, but like I want things like that to happen. Like where it doesn't like cause you to lose your career, but it will cause you like a little bit of damage per se. But I also kind of do want ones that could like cause you to lose your career. Like for example, like if you cheat on your spouse or cheat on someone or like do something like that, then yeah, you should be kicked out of your career, or like make it very difficult for you to continue it, or do something along those lines. Okay, the next one being is, I want there to be separate singing and dancing skills apart from the performance skill, because they're completely separate skills. So singing is one skill, dancing is another skill, and then performance is a completely other skill. Those are technically three skills that they clumped into one. So singing, just because you're a great dancer doesn't mean you're a great singer. Just because you're a great dancer doesn't mean you're a great singer. Just because you're a great performer doesn't mean you're, the whole thing, there's like different skill sets, so there should be different skills, because even though you might be a good singer, you might not be a good performer if you just because you get my point. So like for example, like J-Hope is known for being a good dancer. He's not necessarily the best singer. Like, can he sing? Yes, but it's not something that he focuses on. So like there should be like some type of distinction with that. Number 12, increase the pay of the idols. Especially the ones if you're an active idol. So like I think right now K-pop trainees get like $100 a day. That I don't actually mind. I like the struggle, I like the grind, because you technically, I don't think you actually get paid in real life for being a K-pop trainee, unless you have like a really wealthy agency. So I think that as soon as you start like becoming like an active idol, like whether it's level like, and then there should be like different levels of like active idols, so, like debut stage, and then various things. I don't know how else you could break it up, but like you have like debut, then third year, then fifth year, and then season idol, or something along those lines, where it's like the higher you go up, like make it be like a 10 level career similar to that of like Sims 4 careers. And then I also want the pay to be increased of the careers. Like you shouldn't only get like $100 a day. No. Unless you're at the very low level where technically in real life you don't earn anything, you have to have like a separate job. Like you should get paid a lot more than what you do. Number 13, there should be the ability to have concerts. And I know this might be difficult, but like since it's open world, like, and there's already a stage in Dawan. So there should be the option to have concerts and things like that. And also, along with concerts, we'll go directly into my number 14 thing. Have the ability to have fan events, i.e. fan signings, meet and greets. Like Jin had a hugging event after he got out of the military, which I wouldn't have done because germs, but I digress. It's probably the nurse brain in me that's like, no. People don't wash their hands. Like, nah, that's too many people. Like, you don't want to get sick. But yeah, have like fan events, fan signings, and have like interactions with fans. Number 16, have oh no, sorry, I skipped 15. Lovely. Number 15, have a tabloid system of sorts. So like TMZ, OK Magazine, People Magazine, and like have like ones that are like more reputable. Like People Magazine is more reliable than TMZ. So, you know what I mean? So we gotta get that. And then number 16, have idle ZOIs stand apart from regular ZOIs, i.e. similar to how celebrity Sims glow and sparkle and have a different look style compared to your own ordinary average everyday Sim. Now, yes, you can turn that off if you find it annoying, which I normally always turn it off, but I do like to like see Sims in the wild and like know by looking at them whether they're a celebrity or not. I like that. And then also number 17, I would like the option to hire agents, managers, and publicists, because if you are a celebrity, it's not just you, it's not just the record label. You have to have an agent to get you your record deal. You have to have a manager to manage your schedule and like your events. Like, oh, on January 1st, I'm going to be at the recording for the Grammys. January 3rd, I have to be at a meeting in Los Angeles for my next album. January 10th, I have to be, at a photo shoot, and so on and so forth. So that, that's why you need managers. So publicists, we need publicists, because if there is a scandal, the publicists can say, hey, how do you want me to handle this? So they can call you and they can say, like, they don't even have to be like a real person. It'll just be like maybe like a pop-up that's like, oh, this is your publicist, the SM or whatever whatever the thing is, or Adam Entertainment. This is your publicist from Adam Entertainment. Recently you were involved in a scandal. How would you like to respond? Negatively, positively, custom, kind of a thing. So I think that there should be something like that. And then like you wouldn't have like an actual publicist, but like there'd be like a phone call kind of a thing. Number 18, have there be an option to be a producer. Yoongi is a producer, produces a lot of things for BTS. Jungkook produced a song right before he went into military service all by himself. So there's and not even just BTS, there's a lot of idols who are also producers, who've produced their own music, who've produced music for other people. I can't think of any other off the top of my head besides Yoongi or Suga from BTS, but I mean, pretty much everybody knows BTS, who knows K-pop. But people, like, there should be an option to become a producer as well. Because, like, I like to become a producer. I don't know how to produce music. I write music. I sing. I write music. I can do all that stuff. I'm not a producer. And then, finally, the very last thing. Also, sorry if you hear banging outside. You shouldn't, because my microphone has a strong pop filter, but in case you do, I'm so sorry. Number 19, though, is have ZOIs have specific natural abilities and talents. What I mean by that is Some people have the natural ability to be singers. Some people are natural dancers. Some people are natural rappers. Some people are natural songwriters. Like, have that be a thing. Another thing I want to add into that. So if you don't know this about me, I have said it a couple times on stream, and I think I mentioned it once or twice before in one of the inZOI videos. I have this thing called perfect pitch or absolute pitch. If you don't know what that is, it's basically saying like, so there's a pentatonic scale. It's A B C D E F G. So it's like, you know, do re mi fa sol la ti do re mi fa sol la ti do, kind of a thing. So if you have perfect pitch, you can easily distinguish pitches and notes. Like you can say like, if like, oh, sing a C, C, like you can kind of just whip it out like that. You don't have to give too much thought to it. So that would be cool if you have that. But also, like if someone has a natural talent to be a dancer, give them the dancing talent. If they're a natural rapper, have them have the rapping talent. Or if they're creative, like this is not even just like having specifically to do with like the K-pop career. This is like a generalized thing. So like someone is good at like art, if someone is crafty, have them naturally be good at painting, and things along those lines. So I think that with these, if these are implemented into the K-pop career, or like specifically that last one, like it could just be implemented strictly into the game. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be directly with the K-pop career, but there should be option to have like talents and abilities. So yeah, with all that being said, I rambled on for literally 20 some minutes. I don't know how long this video will be edited down. Probably I won't have to edit much. But with all that being said, I love you all, and if you liked today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and ding the little notification bell after you do subscribe so you never miss an upload from me. And like this video, if you did like it, it helps me out a lot. And also leave a comment, and it shows that YouTube this is a good video. So with all that being said, I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!